My name is Jacklen. This is Katherine and Alexis Shoulders, and we're here to talk to you about our idea. So according to Jay Bauer, a keynote speaker and researcher, about 56% of Americans have a social media profile on some sort of platform. But we're going to specifically talk about travelers. 42% of travelers look and use their phone when trying to book and look for travel vacations. What we're going to focus on is the activities that they book for, which is 45% restaurants, 72%, and accommodation, 36% of which travelers use their phones when booking these. And that kind of leads to what our product is Travai. Travai is an application that we have come up with. It essentially means travel, but what we're going to focus on is experience. We want the consumers to look at our application and relate that with experience. So the problem plane that we've come up with came from a few different areas. As you can see here, Carol and Karen from the Economic Coalition threw out that idea of we need increased area population and location of desired sites all in one. And then Debbie Dewey from the former president of Gage said that there's a lack of entertainment within the city. So with that being said, we found our problem to be a lack of having an all-in-one real-time knowledge of what is going on around in the city. And that leads to our product idea and solution, which is an app that aggregates everything going on around Evansville or cities in congruent size in a convenient, user-friendly app. And as you see here, these are some options that we've come up with that our app would have. Restaurants, hotels, gyms, parks, events, and sports. These are the most viable ones that we think that are going to be useful to the consumer and the target market, but those can be changed in and out at any time. Now let's take a look at the app interface. Here on the left, this is going to be focused more towards the target market, which are the people who are going to buy the application, but I'll tell you how it works. On this side, all our options are going to be listed here, and so for example, you click on one and it's going to show, say we're doing restaurants, and you're going to click on one and it's going to show you all the options. So say Mexican, Italian, Chinese, whatever it may be, and then you further click on that and say, you click Mexican and it shows you all the Mexican location or Mexican restaurants within your area, and then it also tells you the price per plate at that restaurant. So essentially this is good information for the target market. And then here on the right you can see this is a different app interface, and this is more geared towards consumers. And what we want here is it's like a history of everywhere they've been. So I've traveled many different places. I usually remember the location that I go, but I don't necessarily remember the place that I ate or I had a tour or whatever it may be. So essentially what we're going to do here is say I have a tour in Amsterdam for a boat, or I take a trip through the city, and I don't remember what the name of it was, but I pinned it here, and I get to say if it was good or bad, my experience. And then if I want to recall that and recommend it to a friend who's going to Amsterdam, it's right there in my history. So essentially, like I said, this is based for consumers' knowledge later. Moving on to product information is Katherine.
Okay, so for our product differentiation, our main thing that we wanted to focus on is business versus leisure, because when we talked to Mike Beavers of the Rotary Club, he said he wanted to know why people are coming into the city, whether it's business versus leisure. And on our chart here, we have like different things versus business, like maybe they need a hotel for a business conference versus leisure, maybe a restaurant or a park or recreation for those who are coming for like a soccer tournament or something like that. So it's also customizable to fit needs. Everyone is going to get a profile when using the app, and they can put on there what exactly they're looking for, kind of like what she was talking about with the app interface. But our biggest product differentiation is going to be bundling. So for the Travai, we are offering more than any other app on the market right now, which is where the business and leisure comes in again. And those who are using the data, which is local businesses or people who are willing to buy the app to put their name on it, they can use it to change things to better their current business or add to their current business. And then the consumers, of course, they can use it to see what they're planning for Evansville. And then back to the bundling, we decided to put this chart in here to compare Foursquare and Yelp based on what we offer. You can see that all of them are location-based. Real-time data, though, we're the only ones who are actually offering that to the people who are using the app. Reviews, we did take out the review side of things because there's so many different things people can review on now. Besides these two apps, you can go to Google and look at reviews there. Yahoo has reviews and different things. We are also, like I said, the only one who is bundling all of these things together based on if you want restaurants, hotels, prices, and that kind of thing. And then we have the personalization of being more like a social media instead of just being an app. And then for our value proposition, it is for city executives who are in need of information when and where people are going in the city of Evansville or any city similar in size of Evansville. Charmbady's a concrete representation to express this information and track who is coming into the community. Unlike any other travel app on the market, Charmvady directly pinpoints where they are going within the specific city. And then next to talk about the value cost is going to be Alexa.
Okay, so for our value cost, this is kind of like a grand total that we came up with, and just to pull a few things out of there, like beta testing, we came up with like $10,000. The focus survey, which would give us more information on what people are looking for, $4,000, and then application development is like $350, just some rough estimates of what we came up with. And now we're talking about our business model. Our key resources are TrueBuy and a working prototype, community calendars, which will pull all of the information from those to put onto the app, app platform, Kitera to help us pull it all together. The key activities are going to be the app development, website development, all the aggregation of the data, and a focus survey. The key metrics are going to be the number of downloads, the number of pinned locations / checked-in events, number of specific places provided, number of businesses versus leisure, interest in the city, numbers of locals versus visitors, and demographics, race, age, gender, income, which will pull out with like a random survey that you do one time that pops up in the app. Our customer relationships, relatable to the person, pinning locations, price checks. We're adding the feedback opportunity at a random additional information getting here. That's what I was talking about with the survey. The customer channels are going to be word of mouth and advertising on social media, like commercials like they have in Pandora, where you hear that for like a certain amount of time. Travel blogs and LinkedIn and business-based groups. And then our customer segments are the executives, which are the influencers, business, and consumers, which are the target market. And so in closing, TrueBuy is one app that aggregates all data about places to go and things to do and events taking place in a city. The data derived from this app would be offered to business owners and city executives so that they can pull whatever information they think is beneficial to them out of that. And they could, pick from certain things like I want this, this, and this, or I want that, and you don't have to take everything. And then the end users of the app are getting the experience, which is ultimately what it's about.